Baby, when I tell you this season of American Horror Story is making up for all of the ones that just did not make the cut. They took Murderhouse, they took Coven, they said, we're gonna blend this sucker up and we're gonna give you apocalypse. Let's get started with episode 6, Return to Murderhouse. Because that's what we did. We literally returned to Murderhouse and got a full reunion, VH1 style. Madison getting out of the car is a mood. She stepped out that car and you knew that pump was expensive. I have to have that moment for Madison because, child, I was gagged. And I know my timeline was too on Twitter. Twitter was going nuts. But yeah, they gave Madison some depth. And I really like that about what they did with her character. It wasn't just this tone of, I'm a bitch, you know, I look good, everybody is jealous of me. It wasn't that complete story for her. You know, they had a little glimpse of that in Coven, but with this whole episode here, I really enjoyed the fact that Madison was actually adamant about getting what she needed for Cordelia, but at the same time, she didn't want to like hurt Moira in the process like Constance wanted her to. She actually gave her peace, and she actually helped out Tate and Violet too. Like, Madison's not as evil as she seems, but you know, let's not forget that Madison did throw Misty Day into a coffin, child, and definitely didn't even want to revive Violet so they could make her the Supreme. So let's not get that twisted. Also, Behold and Madison's back and forth in the house, and even the whole scene of them pretending to be this couple while they were getting it, gold. Where the Murderhouse cast has returned, well, most of them. The ones that could be booked. And I gotta say, it was really interesting walking into that scene once Behold and Madison do the spell to get the ghost to come out, to see Tate and Ben still in this doctor session, you know? I need your help, doc. And he's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, oh God, this is this storyline all over again. But no, he's really pining over Violet. And ever since we left that whole situation, you gotta think about it. Tate's been in his own personal hell this entire time. As for Ben, I could have honestly done without him. I understand he was an important part of Murderhouse, but he was my least favorite character on that season. And it kind of transferred over into this episode. The whole, I'm gonna go sit and look out the window and jack off bit. Okay, all right. Who didn't see Billy Dean Howard showing up? Because as far as I'm concerned, Sarah Paulson, if Cordelia's not in the scene, Billy's gonna be in the scene, or somebody else that you've played that's still alive in the universe is gonna be in the scene. Sarah Paulson, you're a treat, okay? But when Billy walked into the room and said, I wouldn't do that if I were, child, of course she's here. Billy Dean was just a start for me as far as reminiscing goes, because when Constance Langdon came down them stairs and said, I'm Constance Langdon, and this is my fucking house. That sneer, that, oh my goodness. Jessica Lange, you are a national treasure. She better get an Emmy for her guest role on this episode, because it was all I needed and then some. Narrated the fuck. For all of her scene where she had to explain Michael and the entire backstory from her perspective, it was amazing. I thought it was amazing. I said, girl, is this a Morgan Freeman tease? Are we going to get more Jessica narrating a lot more TV shows and other appearances? At least for creepy stuff. Because it was great. It was great. And she had some good one-liners. Now, I don't spill a drop of tea for free, kiddos. It's her expressions, her body language, like, oh, I miss Jessica Lange, and that just let me know from seeing this one episode that I needed her in the past couple other seasons. With Constance there, I was like, they have to have Moira, because Moira is a huge part of Murderhouse, okay? I mean, she was sleeping with Constance's husband, who then Constance killed her, trapping her in the house. Now Constance is there with her. The petty already happened. The back and forth banter was quite good. You know, that gives you wrinkles, and so does this. Like, I mean, they was reading each other. And Constance is like, oh, I can't stand this bitch. And once Behold and Madison are now asking her questions, because she's supposed to be the mama, she says, you got to get rid of her. Get rid of Moira, I'll give you what you need. Now, they could have done some craziness to Moira. Like Behold says, I'll just put her in the closet and keep her there forever, which would have been horrible. But Madison said, no, let's go ahead and get this body up. Let's pick this body up. Let's get her out of here. That's the best way to do it. And by far, that was one of the best closure moments for me of all the seasons, because I actually felt really bad for Moira, even though she was not a low-key side. I felt bad for Moira through all of season 1. And I always felt like, damn, we're just gonna leave her in the house and none of them can leave, and that kind of sucks. But they found her bones and they got her out. Now, they did find Ben's mistress's skull, but Madison threw that sucker out. So I don't know if she took it out or not, or just threw it back in there. But yeah, they saved Moira, and Moira finally got to be with her mother. And that was a great scene of them in the graveyard walking off into the mist. Loved it. After they did all that, of course, Constance gives them the tea. And that backstory was incredible. I'm sorry, that was really good. Of course, we've seen these things before when it comes to these demonic figures in TV shows. The child is the Antichrist, blah, 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 blah. This whole killing animals bit, yeah, we're there. And of course, the beginnings of a serial killer. Got it. The way it was explained, how it was presented, it just gave you what you needed, okay? And then Constance then takes her life because she knows that this is it. Like, I can't do this anymore. Constance has lived through all her children. All of them. Nan, you know, that I did miss Nan on this episode, and I kind of wish they just did a little glimpse of her somewhere outside of the house or something. So now that Constance has given her side of the story, and she has felt at peace with that moment, she walks off with her daughter whose eyes are missing, that I don't remember anything like that being said on the first season. I just said I saw it, so I was kind of perplexed by that. I was like, so wait, when did that happen? Maybe I missed that. But yeah, she goes off and disappears, and Madison and Behold are kind of like, well, we need a little bit more answers. That lets us know he's crazy and stuff, but we don't got the full effect. She did tell them that he aged like 10 years overnight, and that's kind of not normal. So I don't know. And that's super not normal. So I don't know what to tell you with that. They go to Ben, and now they have to talk to Ben, and oh my God, they're talking to Ben now. Ben gives them his side of the story. Now he's the doctor, and he's trying to help understand who Michael is, and he starts to notice creepy things too. I'm done with Ben. Here comes Vivian, child. And when I tell you, seeing Connie on this show, look, I'm a fan of Connie Britton, okay? And I'm also a fan of her in Murderhouse. Had they not put her on this episode, me angry. Me angry. We got Connie, and she gave us the full story. Like, Connie gave us, I keep saying Connie, Vivian. Vivian gave us the full deets. Like, it was like, yeah, they said all that, that's cute and all everything, but let me tell you what I saw. This motherfucker had the people from the Omen come into his house, give him the good old black flag salute, and then find some woman who was just trying to catch the bus. You know Kathy Bates, always killing people. Only in American Horror Story. And Dolores Claiborne. And Misery. Kathy Bates then drugs this woman. They bring her to the house. Man whispers sweet nothings into her ear, gives her a kiss, rubs her forehead, and turns and pulls a knife, gives it to Liza Minnelli. To which she then quotes, I swear to you, I feel like I've heard someone say this in a movie, probably The Omen or one of those movies where somebody of a childlike quality is the devil. I'm doing this for you, Michael. It's all for you. And then she hails Satan. I'm like, ciao, boo. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this all for you, Michael. And blah. I was like, what is happening? Like I said, after 9 p.m. FX, they said American Horror Story, do what you want to do. I mean, duh. Pulled out her heart. And I was like, what is happening here? She was low-key still alive for just a second. I didn't understand. They give him her heart. He then starts eating it. And the shadowy figure from behind shows up, and I was done. Nope. I don't play with that. Nope. No. Madison Montgomery was on the same spirit level I was on. Girl, bounce. She said, oh, that was enough. Thank you. Bye. She got up and left. It was like, oh no, he's the Antichrist? No thanks. Bye. Been to hell 3 times. Not doing this again. See ya. Now Behold and Madison have to get back and tell the council what they know. Y'all, we're still in a flashback. Okay, think about that. What is happening now? So, my next question is, and because we have already given a preview of the next episode, and yes, Joan Collins is back. I'm gagged. And I'm happy. I called this. We needed more than 2 episodes of her, and sure enough, I got my wish. Let me find out. I need to be at the school, Miss Robichaux's Academy. No. Tell me what you thought of this week's episode of American Horror Story. What did you like the most? What could you have left without? What are you hoping happens on next week's episode? And yeah. But thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you next week for more American Horror Story. Stay tuned later this week. I'll be going live again and we'll have some more chat time with Maddie. I'll talk to you later. Hugs and kisses. All my best love and wishes.